If you have already watched this introductory information, you can skip ahead no more than 10 minutes. Hello, welcome. It is predicted that President Trump will die from a heart attack on December 16th, 2024. It is also predicted that Trump's heart attack will be triggered by a directed energy weapon that will target Trump through Bluetooth technology. The components inside the pointy thing that Trump took will facilitate this. And it is believed that when Trump visited Biden at the White House, Trump's Bluetooth MAC address was obtained, which will be used to target Trump with a directed energy weapon. I am predicting that Vice President Kamala Harris will die in a plane crash in St. Louis due to a bird strike into Busch Stadium. In the area code 314, it will be a burning bush, as described in Exodus 3:14, on December 24th, 2024. She will be replaced by Michelle Obama. And then Barack Obama will replace Michelle. I am predicting that dirty bombs will explode in Manhattan, New York City, and there will be a large-scale evacuation on December 16th. And on December 17th, martial law will be declared in the U.S. I am predicting that Israel will bomb Iran on December 17th. On December 17th, 2024, it is predicted that the state legislatures in the swing states that are controlled by the Democrat Party will have their electors vote for Harris instead of Trump after his death. On this same day, December 17th, it is predicted that Joe Biden will become the first world leader to use an intercontinental ballistic missile in an act of war, and he will launch a ballistic missile into Iran. This will follow the predicted dirty bombs in New York City on December 16th. And the rocket into Iran will be a wag the dog event designed to distract from the electors in the swing states voting to make Kamala Harris the president-elect. It is predicted that on December 25th, Joe Biden will suffer a stroke. After Kamala Harris's predicted plane crash on December 24th and Joe Biden's predicted stroke on December 25th, it is predicted that on December 26th, Joe Biden will appoint Michelle Obama as the vice president, and then Biden will step down. Michelle Obama will appoint Barack Obama as the 51st vice president. On January 12th, 2025, Michelle Obama will step down, and Barack Obama will become the 48th president. His public inauguration ceremony will be on January 20th, 2025. I am predicting that former President Jimmy Carter will die on January 28th. It is predicted that on April 20th, 2025, there will be an outbreak of monkeypox or Marburg disease or both. April 20th will be a symbolic beginning to a new pandemic. Alternatively, it could also be that the symbolic beginning to the new pandemic will be on April 1st, 2025, and that on April 20th, 2025, martial law will be declared because of the new outbreak. June 8th, 2025, the true Feast of Pentecost in the calendar that watches for new moons, will be the day of the resurrection rapture event. This will be on the same day it is predicted that Israel will nuke and completely destroy Damascus, Syria, which will fulfill the prophecy in the book of Isaiah chapter 17. It is predicted that on June 9th, the day after the rapture, the key will open the bottomless pit and fallen angels will cross over into the earthly realm. June 9th will be a symbolic beginning to the fifth trumpet judgment that is described in Revelation chapter 9, when the demonic realm collides with the earthly realm. June 9th will be a symbolic beginning to demons pretending to be aliens. The demons pretending to be aliens will claim to be here to help us with our nuclear weapons after Damascus, Syria is destroyed with a nuclear weapon the day before June 9th. And it is possible that June 9th will be the day Pope Francis will announce that aliens have arrived and have made him the ambassador for the world. This will immediately give Pope Francis, the Antichrist, supreme power over governments of the world. At some point, there will be a massive Mary apparition that will deceive the masses, because all Mary apparitions in history have been demons pretending to be Mary. June 9th will be a symbolic beginning to a zombie pandemic and the masses becoming demonically possessed that will be facilitated through the thing, which is the mark of the Antichrist and 5G frequencies. June 9th will be a symbolic beginning to the coming genocide politicide in America. I am predicting that singer-songwriter Paul Simon will die on August 1st, 2025. It is predicted that on August 6th, 2025, the historic barge that has been stuck on the rocks of the Niagara River for over 100 years will finally break free and crash over Niagara Falls. The reason for this is that Niagara Falls is Noah's flood symbolism, and the barge was involved in the most dramatic rescue in the history of Niagara Falls, symbolic of Noah's Ark. Niagara in the native language means straight, narrow way, and Niagara's Horseshoe Falls is perfectly aimed at the CN Tower in downtown Toronto, because Toronto and its tower are symbolic of the Tower of Babel. In a game of horseshoes, the object is to aim the horseshoe and throw it at the metal stick, which is why the Horseshoe Falls is perfectly aimed at the metal stick that is the CN Tower. God is communicating that as testament for those who will live in the 1,000 years of Christ's reign on earth, the geography of North America will, as a result of a massive earthquake, be divided by a body of water from the Great Lakes to the Mississippi Delta. This destruction will be judgment on America and Canada for attempting to divide God's land, Israel. When this happens, the water in the Great Lakes will spill out over southern Ontario and Toronto. I am predicting that a solar flare will erupt on the surface of the sun and send a coronal mass ejection that will hit Earth on August 13th, 2025, which will knock out America's power grid and will lead to food shortages. The hit of the coronal mass ejection, predicted for August 13th, that will knock out the power grid will also knock many planes out of the sky. I am predicting that on August 23rd, 2025, there will be a catastrophic asteroid hit of Earth, which will trigger the eruption of Yellowstone volcano and will cause the volcano in the Canary Islands to collapse into the Atlantic Ocean and send a mega tsunami towards the east coast. The asteroid will also trigger a mega landslide on Hawaii Island that will trigger a mega tsunami that will hit the west coast. It will also trigger the collapse of the Hoover Dam, which will cause a water panic in California, and many other devastating earthquakes. The day of the Lord, the second coming of Lord Jesus Christ, Judgment Day, will be at the end of 2026. The date that this video is posted proves that these predictions are being made ahead of time, as do these time-stamped emails and forensic notes PDF documents. If you are skeptical for some reason, please email me and I will forward these to you. Believe me, I know far better than you how the prediction made in this video was derived, And more importantly, I know far better than you why the righteous Christian God of the Bible has given me a voice through this prediction. If you are a quote-unquote Christian or Muslim, this prediction was not learned through a demon. Be warned that blaspheming the Holy Spirit is the unforgivable sin. If you are a New Ager or New Spirituality person, this prediction was not learned through somehow tapping into the supposed universal collective consciousness. If you are a conspiracy theorist, this prediction was not learned through figuring out a supposed code that the Illuminati and Satanists are using. This prediction was learned through the Bible and through watching carefully the Lord's prophetic signs, which Jesus commanded all Christians to do. Besides proving that Jesus Christ is the Lord, the reason why God has given me a voice through this prediction is to prove that the controversial things that I am saying in the videos on this channel are the truth. Therefore, a wise person will want to watch all of the videos on this channel. What I will also do is create a video or two that summarizes some of the controversial things that the Lord will prove to be true when the prediction being made in this video comes to pass. I will leave links to these must-watch videos in the description box below this video. Again, the purpose of this prediction, that is from God, is to prove these things that I will talk about. And therefore, it would be foolish to not watch the videos that I will leave links for in the description box below this video. Make a note right now of these alternative platforms that you can find me on, in case you can't find me later. Hello, welcome. It is predicted that President Donald Trump will die on December 16th, 2024. As we can see here, this email is documenting that this was documented in this email on December 14th. The date that this video was posted proves that this prediction is being made ahead of time, as does this time-stamped email and forensic notes PDF document. If you are skeptical for some reason, please email me and I will forward these to you. December 14th revealed adding 1+1 days. The star player in the Navy-Army game that Trump attended was player number 11. He scored the first touchdown on a 1-yard run, and it was in the first quarter, which also hinted at 1-1. There was one interception in the game, which is symbolic of the turning over of political power to the blue team after the predicted death of Trump's death. And the one interception was caught by player number 1 in the first quarter when the score was 7-0. And videos on this channel explain how Trump is a type for Joshua in the Bible, which is symbolized by the number 7. This 1+1 days from December 14th to December 16th is also following a 1+1 days from December 12th. As I will explain, the signs on December 12th, when it was announced that Trump had been named Person of the Year by Time magazine for the second time, on the same day that he rang the opening bell on Wall Street near Ground Zero, where 2 planes struck 2 towers on 9/11, indicated or revealed adding 2 days to December 12th. And so from December 12th, which I will talk about in this video, we received the signs that indicated adding 2 days to get December 14th, which was the day of the Army-Navy game, which revealed adding 1+1 days or 2 days to get December 16th. Hello. It is predicted that Donald Trump will die on December 14th, 2024. The date that this video is posted proves that this prediction is being made ahead of time, as does this time-stamped email here prove this. Furthermore, and also does this time-stamped email and forensic notes PDF document. And furthermore, there are a number of other videos that were posted prior to this date that make this prediction that Donald Trump will die. And so this email is documenting the prediction that President Trump will die from a heart attack on December 14th, 2024. Prior to the date 12/12, God pointed to 12/12, this date, December 12th, related to the death of President Trump. On 12/12, Trump rang the ceremonial opening bell on Wall Street, and Time magazine announced that Trump had been named Person of the Year for the second time. As explained in the America is Out of Time video and the America is Outta Time video, these signs on 12/12, December 12th, including Trump's ringing of the bell near Ground Zero, and Trump being named Person of the Year by Time magazine for the second time, pointed to 9/11 when two planes struck two towers that collapsed. Trump is predicted to die 2 days after these signs that included Trump being named Person of the Year by Time for the second time. On 9/11, Trump called or trumpeted into the local news station. The name Trump in Simple English Gematria is equal to 88, and the events on 9/11 included the story of the heroes of the 88th floor. The Tribute in Light art installation that commemorated the Twin Towers was made up of 88 searchlights. According to Wikipedia, there are 88 places in America named Washington. Washington was inaugurated on Wall Street. Trump will die on the anniversary of Washington's death, exactly 2,700 months after Washington died. In 1 Kings 20:30, it was 27,000 men who died when a wall of security collapsed on them in God's judgment. Trump's first election campaign and his presidency were synonymous with his border wall of security, which collapsed in God's judgment after he left office. Trump was shot in the ear in an assassination attempt when he was speaking about the border wall of security. The name Donald J. Trump is equal to 888 in English Gematria, and Trump is equal to 88 in Simple English Gematria. Trump is predicted to die on December 14th, 5 + 5 days before Kamala Harris is predicted to die in a plane crash next to the I-55 highway in the 8 + 8 + 8th state in St. Louis. The area code for St. Louis is 314. In Exodus 3:14, God spoke to Moses from a burning bush. Harris's fiery plane crash is predicted to be into Busch Stadium in the area code 314. Trump is predicted to die exactly 314 + 314 + 314 months after he was born, and God repeats a number 3 times for emphasis of its symbolic meaning. As a result of Trump's predicted death, the basketball president who wore jersey number 23 in high school is predicted to become the president again. Trump's predicted death from a heart attack on December 14th will be exactly 2 + 3 years, or 2 × 30 months exactly, which is at 23, after the San Antonio, as in the Alamo and its wall of security being breached in the Battle of the Alamo, Spurs basketball team played an unprecedented 4th overtime game in a row. One of the other 4 games was a fulfillment of a prophecy, a basketball score, in an iconic episode of Seinfeld titled Heart Attack. The dramatic winning shot in the 4th overtime game was made by player number 88. The name Trump is equal to 88 in Simple English Gematria. To confirm his signs, patterns, and connections, God frequently pairs the numbers 9 and 23 together. Trump, known for his towers, is predicted to die exactly 90 months after the horrific 23-story Grenfell Tower fire. The 23-story fire was exactly 23 months before Trump trumpeted a return to the moon in 2024. And Trump is predicted to die in 2024. December 14th, 2024 will be in the 1260th Browns lunation, which is a numbering system for moon cycles. The number 1260 is mentioned 7 times in Bible prophecy as being symbolic of the period of the end and the Antichrist, who wore jersey number 23 in high school. The 23-story Grenfell fire was 23 days after 23 people died in the Manchester Arena bombing during a concert of an American singer. The Grenfell Tower fire was on Trump's birthday, and Trump was born exactly the 23-story Grenfell Tower fire was on Trump's birthday, and Trump was born exactly 23 months before Israel was reborn, which is also exactly 700 days. And in the Grenfell Tower fire, 70 people were killed, 70 people were injured, and 70 fire engines were called to the scene. After enacting a symbolic 3 sets of 7, the Israelites conquered the city of Jericho and blew trumpets and then set it on fire. It was 223 people who escaped the Grenfell Tower fire, and 223 is the 48th prime number. After Trump's predicted death, the basketball president who wore number 23 and was inaugurated in 2009 is predicted to become the 48th president, which is why the Grenfell Tower, the 23-story fire, was exactly 90 months before it is predicted that Trump will die, a pairing of 9 and 23, because the Antichrist was inaugurated in 2009 and wore number 23. The Israelites blew trumpets for one long last trumpet blast before the walls of security collapsed, and then they took possession of the promised land. Trump's death will be the last Trump sign. The Apostle Paul used the phrase "the last trump" when speaking about the rapture. In archaic English, the word trumpet means trumpet or the sounding of a trumpet. In a blood moon tetrad, there are 177 days in between blood moon lunar eclipses. Trump was born on the day of a prophetic blood moon lunar eclipse, and he is predicted to die 177 days before the rapture, when the Israelites and God's faithful take the promised land in heaven. When the Israelites took the promised land, they enacted a symbolic 3 sets of 7 before the walls of security collapsed in God's judgment. 177 is 3 times the 7th super prime number, which is 59. Trump launched 59 missiles into the Middle East near Jericho, which is the city that collapsed when the Israelites enacted their 3 sets of 7. And Trump launched these 59 missiles, the 7th super prime number, 77 days after his inauguration at the age of 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old, which was 73 days, which hints at 3 sets of 7, after he won the election by 77 electoral votes on the same day that the leader of Israel, as in the leader of the Israelites, Joshua, had been in office, Netanyahu, for exactly 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days. On the day of the Sandy Hook school shooting on December 14th, 2012, Trump was exactly 66 years and 6 months old, which hints at the number 666, the number associated with the Antichrist in Bible prophecy. December 14th, 2012, the Sandy Hook shooting is exactly 6 plus 6 years before Trump is predicted to die. Trump is predicted to die exactly 6 plus 6 years after he was 66 years and 6 months old on the day of the Sandy Hook school shooting. The 44th president says that the Sandy Hook school shooting was the worst day of his presidency. It occurred exactly 4 plus 4 years, as in the 44th president, before the first American took the mark of the Antichrist outside of a trial. And on December 14th, 2020, the day of the mark of the Antichrist, there was a 4.4 magnitude earthquake in the 44th president's home state of Hawaii, located at its highest mountain, which in Hebrew, the high place is the word Bama, capital B, and the earthquake was 4.4 miles deep and it occurred exactly 4 years after the Sandy Hook school shooting and the 4.4 mile deep, 4.4 magnitude earthquake was on the day of the first mark of the Antichrist. Mass shootings are symbolic of the SHOTs that are the mark of the Antichrist. The murder of people's children in mass school shootings have been judgment from God for these parents who condone the murder of other people's unborn babies. The Sandy Hook school shooting on December 14th, 2012 was exactly 40 years after the last American stepped off of the moon on December 14th, 1972. The moon symbolizes Christ. It is a giant rock. In the Bible, rock symbolizes Jesus. The sun symbolizes God the Father. The sun's light is too bright for us to gaze at, but we can gaze at the sun's light reflected off of the moon. The moon symbolizes Christ, and the last American astronaut's departure from the moon was symbolic of America's departure from Christ. It, by the way, was also the first moon mission that was launched at nighttime. December 14th, 1972 was exactly 144, as in the very prophetic number in the book of Revelation. It was exactly 144 weeks after the first state legalized abortions, which was Hawaii. Trump was born on the day of a prophetic blood moon lunar eclipse, and he is predicted to die exactly 144 months after the Sandy Hook school shooting, which was exactly 40 years after America last departed the moon. The Sandy Hook school shooting was shortly after Hurricane Sandy flooded lower Manhattan and Trump's tower at 40 Wall Street. Or I should say Wall Street. In the Bible, the flood waters increased for 40 days. SHOTs in shootings are symbolic of the SHOTs that are the mark of the Antichrist, and the mark of the Antichrist changes a person's 23 pairs of chromosomes. Hurricane Sandy flooded lower Manhattan and knocked out the power 23 times 2 days, as in 23 pairs of chromosomes, before the Sandy Hook school shooting. 2 times 23 days hints at 223, the 48th prime number. The future 48th president will be the Antichrist, who will enforce the mark of the Antichrist that changes a person's 23 pairs of chromosomes. Trump, who was born on the day of a prophetic blood moon lunar eclipse, is predicted to die 48 months after the first mark of the Antichrist was administered on December 14th, 2020, which was exactly 48 years after the last American stepped off and departed, and which was exactly 48. Okay, so Trump is predicted to die 48 months after the first mark of the Antichrist, which was exactly 48 years after the last American stepped off and departed the moon. 48 years is the equivalent of 576 months, and G 576 in Strong's Greek Concordance is the word that means to step off, to disembark, as in disembarking the moon the last time, which was symbolic of America's departure from Christ. This is merely scratching the surface of the reasons for how this prediction is known in advance. For more information, please visit Odyssey, spelled ODYSEE.com, or Rumble.com video channels named Harris Crash Prediction, and also read the website TrumpPrediction.com. Believe me, I know far better than you how the prediction made in this video was derived. And more importantly, I know far better than you why the righteous Christian God of the Bible has given me a voice through this prediction. If you are a quote-unquote Christian or Muslim, this prediction was not learned through a demon, Be warned that blaspheming the Holy Spirit is the unforgivable sin. If you are a New Ager or New Spirituality person, this prediction was not learned through somehow tapping into the supposed universal collective consciousness. If you are a conspiracy theorist, this prediction was not learned through figuring out a supposed code that the Illuminati and Satanists are using. This prediction was learned through the Bible and through watching carefully the Lord's prophetic signs, which Jesus commanded all Christians to do. Besides proving that Jesus Christ is the Lord, the reason why God has given me a voice through this prediction is to prove that the controversial things that I am saying in the videos on this channel are the truth. Therefore, a wise person will want to watch all of the videos on this channel. What I will also do is create a video or two that summarizes some of the controversial things that the Lord will prove to be true when the prediction being made in this video comes to pass. I will leave links to these must-watch videos in the description box below this video. Again, the purpose of this prediction, that is from God, is to prove these things that I will talk about. And therefore, it would be foolish to not watch the videos that I will leave links for in the description box below this video. Aliens and UFOs are demons masquerading as aliens and UFOs. Most people's spiritual experiences are demonic deception, especially if they are not a true follower of Christ. In the last days, many people who claim to be a follower of Christ will have spiritual experiences that are in reality demonic. God became a man and died a horrible death at the hand of the ruler of this world, Satan, and then defeated death for you, so that you too can overcome death, which is the price that must be paid for sin. It is time to repent, which means to change one's ways and turn to God and become a disciple of Jesus. Please leave a like and upvote the video, and once this prediction has come to pass, share this video with everyone you know, and more, don't stop sharing it everywhere in social media. It is essential that everyone immediately read the homepage of my website, TrumpPrediction.com. If you are watching this on the YouTube platform, please note that not all of the videos are on YouTube. You need to switch to the Odyssey.com or Rumble.com channel, and do it now in case you aren't able to later.